Muy buenas noches to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well and as always enjoying family. Y como siempre, thank you Tony for allowing me to get on your platform. Stories written by a current prisoner to share my stories in the hopes that it could stop being something negative it and it could be looked at as something positive to help someone for going down that path of prison or anything that has to do with the prison lifestyle. Gracias. Now, before I start, I want to say two things. First off, muchísimas gracias a todos for you guys' prayers as always. And second of all, do please forgive me if I don't sound myself today. I just I wanted to come on here and just share a few words with you guys and basically just touch in with you in regards to. But man, I've been terrible. It's Monday, and throughout the whole weekend, I spent it in the hospital, and I was okay, in the morning, but it is what it is, from one moment to the next, it just happens. I feel like it started like around 3, 4 o'clock today. It's just man, and in reality, I should be out there in the hospital, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of the hospitals here, and I'm tired of just be sitting there and waiting for a medication to play a play effect on me and then get sent back home. It's damn, they giving me a shot. And every time I get like this, right in my belly button, that helps open up whatever closes inside me, and then another one, directly in my lung to help expand my lung. But I'm just not up to it. For for reals, I'm just not up to it today. So, which is kind of weird. Now I'm sitting here and it's almost 2 in the morning. I can't sleep. I feel terrible. So now I really have nobody to take me out there to a hospital. So now I gotta man up. But anyways, I don't want to bore you with my stuff. I just wanted to come on here and just continue a little bit with my story with you guys. And this story is gonna basically touch on how them cats, carnales, pilis, señores, whatever you want to call them, they basically not only do they use camaradas, but they use that little power they have to humiliate camaradas, in the process. And for this one, I want to touch around, G.I. Joe. As I have mentioned to you guys, we're right there in the USP, and he was there. But the funny thing about him, that even though he was from San Jose or around that area, he surrounded himself with nothing but camaradas from Southern California. And my personal opinion is like he had a he had anger towards camaradas from up north, from the area. It's just it's just my personal opinion, and it wasn't only mine, because I remember the Senor Sana, he he actually told me like, hey, you being from where you been, it's best just, whenever you see homeboy, whenever you see my brother, just, ¿qué hubo? Muy buenas tardes, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien? And then push on, Don't give him that opportunity for him to send you on a trip, or something, because we'll see what had happened, and is that Brownie was there. I believe he was from Santos, and then the homie Payaso. I think he was from the Planton faction from Sanjo, if I'm not mistaken, right? And you know, the Billy, he was a money maker, man. He had a lot of dope hitting there, you know. Excuse me. And so there was always those little problems that come with you moving weight inside, you know, which is somebody trying to sit on the money, especially when you know when you're messing with other razas, you know, other factions. There's always those that think, well, they don't have you being a carnal don't have that, you know, that fear factor towards them, so they tend to, you know, to not really care, you know, sit on the feria if they want to sit on it. And but needless to say, you know, Brownie and Payaso, they had already been sent to on a couple missions for the Senor, and they actually pulled it through. You know, they were able to do the mission and actually get away with it. But it became apparent that, you know, something used to come up, and he would always choose. You know, he would always choose camaradas from the area. You know, like I remember something else came up with the white boy, and I guess not even the abejas wanted to help, you know, the Pili out, so he ended up sending Spooky from Sakra, and excuse me, you know, it was always that, you know, or he was rude, to be sincere. He didn't uphold that or what he was, you know, a carnal. He didn't show no type of respect, at least to the homies from the area, you know, from up north. And because all these vatos that I mentioned, they weren't even part of the little crew that I was always following him around and doing as he stated. You know, it was just someone that he picked and sent. I remember one time a clavo, he sent a clavo in with I forgot I forgot what he was. You know, I forgot if he was Dominican, Boricua, or or Cubano. He was from out in that area though. You know, from New York, that area. And the clavo fell, you know, or I believe they threw a dime on him and his girl, and his girl, you know, felt a little fear, and she decided not to actually go through with it. So they were sitting on the club on the outs, and you know, he sent three camaradas to hit that, you know, that brother, because that's what he looked like, you know, regardless of he was Latino, but well, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. You know, he basically he sent the three same camaradas, you know, even though they had already, you know, he sent Spooky, Payaso, and Brownie, and that's when actually another Pili spoke up, you know, and told him like, hey, what's up? This is starting to look like, you know, you actually have something against the camaradas. And basically his answer was like, at the end of the day, it don't matter if they're from up north, down south, wherever they're from. If they're sureños, they have to do as I say, you know. I'm a made carnal, and that's it. Or are they questioning that? And you know, the other Pili said, Charlie, they're not saying anything. I'm stating it to you, you know, as your hermano. But it was like it got said through one ear and it got some. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, everyone. It went in one ear and it came out the other, you know, because just not to expand this story very long, I'm just gonna say it like this, you know. At the end of the day, he pushed his camarada so much to put, mission tras mission, that it was bound to happen, that, that a mission wasn't would not go down the way it was supposed to. Something happened, and I'm trying to think. It was something to do. It was inside a block, but I remember they actually pulled a mission. It was just not to his liking, and it was like he was waiting for that. That's what he was looking for. Cause next thing you know, he actually, he had him removed from the yard. Basically, he put a hit on them, and Camarada stabbed him off the yard. And the reason this stuck up to me, or in my head, is because everybody was talking about it. Everybody. I remember Pilis were actually talking about it, that he was starting to make it real obvious of what he was doing, and it just wasn't going to be tolerated very long. I could sincerely say that I did as the Pilisana advised me to do. We used to run across him in a court. As a Sureño, I always showed my respects. And a lot of the camaradas used to tell me, like, hey, he don't pick on you because you don't have that appearance, from homies from up north. You look like you're from down south and stuff. And I told him, nah, hey, I mean, you know, yeah, you could see my tags on my back from across the yard, but I don't know, I never had no personal run-in with him, besides him picking on the area, and I didn't understand it, and I never questioned it. To be sincere, I wanted to be able to have that, I, to have that wiggle room to actually sit down with the Senor Sana and ask him, what's up, or why did he think it was like so. Um, I really don't know the background to the Pili, but the way he acts like, like a norteño would. They respect the camaradas from down south, but the ones that he's on the streets, So I really don't know if he was actually from a neighborhood from up north, or he was just one of the money makers that got blessed into the clica, and so he has that anger towards camaradas. But just in my time, and I didn't spend too much time there with them, but in the time he was there, I could sincerely tell you that I seen at least 5-6 camaradas he washed up with no apparent reason, just cause he could. And even though I remember one time him and Big Joe, they really got into it. I'm talking about, it was like you were sitting there. I was actually sitting down with Crook there when they started it. Everybody couldn't do anything. Basically, we were just there side busting, like damn. But it was behind the same thing, Joe tried to tell him, like, hey, you can't be doing this, and yeah, Joe basically told him, you can't tell me what to do, we're the same thing. I do what I want, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. And if it would have been a camarada, we would have been back there just like damn. But we were just back there pretending we weren't hearing nothing, because he had priors, and while I was there, he actually paroled. He went to the streets, and from there I heard he clicked up with a lot of camaradas from Sur Town, Planton, and I forgot which other barrio. There was another barrio though from San Jose that was really tough with him. I'm not sure if it was Pokeway or Santos Pride, but basically he was having them go through it, sending him on crazy ass missions, like go out of state and risk bringing back feria or taking out Harley out that way to some people he had. Basically he was doing things he would not do himself. And I really think that my humble opinion is, camaradas, yes, of course, we're there to whatever Senor's wishes are to are to be respected and put out there, but at the same time, you as a senor, you should be giving orders on things that you would be willing to do yourself, but then again, we go back to them using and abusing camaradas, I mean, when a pili literally on the yard in front of, you know, everybody yells at you and not in those exact words, but between the lines is calling you a fucking idiot, worthless, that you're to do as he says, because it's like a chess game and you're a pawn, he could sacrifice you. I mean, these were palabras that were coming out of his mouth, man, in public, so I really think there's something wrong there, and as I've been stating since I started my story, everything's wrong when it comes to Pilis, to Pilis at least having some type of care, or respect towards camaradas, because yeah, there's those Pilis that, that really are respectful. There was a question that one asked me in a comment in the last video, which I was going to reply on the comments. It's just, as you guys can hear me, man, I'm really going through it today. I mean, really going through it today. And I made no mistake not going to the hospital, but anyways, he asked me who do I think was a real chill carnal, and which one do I think it was the worst. And I met a lot of chill carnales. I know I come on here and speak about all the negative ones, which is because I want to pinpoint my message on that, but there is those that actually respect and look out and that will say it and are interested to know every camarada. For one, I met Raul from Riverside. He was, man, one of the coolest senores I met. He didn't act like a senor, period. He didn't act like what his age was, to be sincere. He was real cool. And then Toro's another one, that was real cool. Richie from El Monte Flores, he was real cool. Mono from Ontario, he was real chill, real cool. Daryl, he was a cool senor too, right there. But it was Louis from Carnales. He was he had his little temper, but most of the time he was real firmes, But then there's those ones that are, DICK, they straight up, like one of the worst ones I could sincerely say was this vato, G.I. Joe from San Jose, Artie was one of them too, Turi from Cucamonga, he wasn't a cool vato, Wino at his time, and but sincerely the one that I personally think that takes a cake, man, had to be Chino from Maravilla or Artie, Turi, Tigre, Chivo from Merced, man. There was quite a few of them that really talk BS to you, and basically he dared you. He dared you to buck up and do something, and told you, you can't do nothing cause I'm your supreme, You do something, that's your ass. And then towards the last I was in the state, it wasn't just them stating that it was your ass. Your whole family's gonna get green lighted. You know, I know there's a lot of people that come on here and say, "Oh, why don't you show your face? Why don't you state?" You know, but if I do that, man, they'll take it as a straight disrespect, and they don't play by the rules. I'll just leave it like that. They don't play by the rules, and just because I'm out here trying to spread a positive message to the young battles are haven't been in the system, man, don't mean I want to hurt people in the process. You know, I have no family here. All my family's back in Cali. You know, and I'm still good in my neighborhood. I don't I don't really. I know there's gonna be a lot of negative that come on here, but like I stated before, man, I ain't a rat. You know, I've never debriefed. I never gone to that side. I stepped back, you know, from how things were, and you're gonna see, you know, I asked God to give me permission to really get into the dirty recent things that I had to go through, and basically tell you what I got back from it, you know. Now keep in mind, you know, as I'm telling you my story, it wasn't, you know, a year, 2 years. It was over 20 years, over 25 years of it, you know. So I know I say nicks and pieces of my story. If God gives me permission to run through my story and put it all out there, I'll go back, and it'd be an honor, you know, to answer everyone. You know, there's nothing in it. You know, for those that are out there still thinking that, you know, man, I just want to ask everybody that haven't been through that life, you know, please tell me in your own words, what is the real meaning of going to prison? What do you really think about going to prison, or you're gonna gain from going to prison? Because I could tell you what I used to think, you know. I used to always think like, man, I'm coming up in here and hooping, you know. I'll make sure my name, my neighborhood, my town gets in the correct ears. Well, let me just tell you, you know, those ears that we all think are the correct ones to hear about us, they're the wrong ones, man. Because you're gonna get in a tornado of things that at one point or another, even if you don't speak out loud about it, you're gonna regret it, straight up. So my advice is, you know, man, when I say value yourself, I do mean that in every way possible, you know. Value yourself, value your life, value your loved ones, man. Really do something. Hope bank for something that's gonna matter, man. Take it from an MFer, excuse me, that's over here dying, man, alone. That all that he has to talk about is prison life, doing wiggles, going in the system, getting my butt whooped, getting stabbed. Man, tell me where's the glory in that? Or tell me where does that hold any type of value, man? And at the end of the day, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get yelled at, you're gonna get put in situations where you're gonna get stabbed, and then for them to get tired and just say, "Oh, he did this, stab him and remove him," and then what? Just think, you know, think. Look at all the windows that are open to this lifetime, because I dare you to tell me about one person that's putting these stories about prison that can tell you it's a positive story. You know, it's always war, it's always getting stabbed, getting done dirty, getting talked down to, you know. But, you know, I got off track, so por favor, ahí discúlpenme. But like I said, when I started, you know, really feel terrible. I have no option though. I have to man up to the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it for this one. I just wanted to tell you about the Scanners way about of G.I. Joe, and he's still there, you know. He's still there holding his position, still hurting camaradas the way he pleases, you know. And at the end of the day, you know, camaradas are just accepting it, you know. Why? Because we have this stupid mentality or something that's ingrained in our head that we have to respect them. We have to put up with what they say. But for what, man? I mean, I dare a camarada, an active camarada, to tell me something positive he's gaining from the causa, man. Or a camarada that's ruined life to come on here and actually tell me or us that he's doing life and he's proud of it because it's all what he thought it to be in the system. La canales. But with this said, everyone, again, disculpenme. I hope I don't sound too gacho, and please, you know, value yourself, and you know, treasure everybody that's worth treasuring, you know, that's gonna mean something in your life. I send everybody my love. Again, I apologize. Muchísimas gracias for you guys' time. Muy buenas noches.